Countdown is directed by Justin Deck or DEC or whatever, and stars.
And so then the guy from Hardly Wait and the father from the Twilight series of the vampires. Oh, I
Peter.
forgot his name. It literally stars nobody I've never heard of.
Yeah, it stars. That's Peter Facinelli. That's him, and a
Yeah.
bunch among others. And basically, this movie is about a killer mobile app on a device that tells people that when they download this app, it tells them when they're going to die. And basically, to long story short, it becomes a fucking ripoff of the Final Destination movies and The Ring, and it basically
And
becomes a survival supernatural horror film that we get every year with these type of horror movies for the current generation of
yeah, it's a carbon copy from Final Destination, big time stealing of Final Destination and the Rings as well, with a sprinkle of trying to be as funny as Happy Death Day, but that one was trying to be funny because it was made to be a dark comedy horror, unlike this piece of shit, which was marketed as a full-on horror film, and the comedy was that's what it was trying to be. It was toned all over the place. We'll get to that in a second, our cons. But
yeah
when I saw this movie, if you guys might know, and I'm pretty sure this film's marketing was fucking like in and out, like hey, marketing. I remember when this first film came out, I saw the trailers to it I believe in the theaters actually, and it says coming out in 2 weeks. I'm like, God damn, thanks for and it was actually in and out of theater. Boom, like that. So me and Justin ended up missing it, unfortunately. Well, no, fortunately, I saved money.
yeah
Ooh, about to say unfortunately.
yeah and I gotta admit for a while that this movie just at the last moment when I was here it was coming out, I just had no really interest in it, but I figured because it was because it was really the only movie during the month of October as far as seasonal where it was bringing out horror movies, and I was like, is this our only fucking movie for the holiday? And I unfortunately see what's coming.
2019 lacked a lot of horror in October, so I think they just slapped this fucking movie out of nowhere and says, you know what? Remember that movie we've been holding on to for a while? Let's just stick it in October so we can have a horror film. And I think that's what it did. But I don't know. Like by the trailers, man, I would be honest with you. I knew it was going to be like the 1,000 movies we keep getting of these fucking tropes of these PG-13 fucking that favorite teenagers is what it favors fans for. And we get too many of these, honestly, and I shouldn't be pissed. I should know what I was getting into, but a concept like this would have been interesting in R. And unlike some other ones that him and I hate that had great concepts but suffers the PG-13 problem and the typical tropes, this film does the same. And upon seeing this film, oh my God, where did we fucking begin? This movie was fucking dog shit. It was horrible. Fucking horrible again. Another one, like Unfriended and millionth of these movies. And what do you know? It's made by Sticks, who did another one. Bye Bye Shit Man or Poo Poo Man, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
I should have known. Huh.
Yeah, and not to mention,
I should have known how bad it would be.
Yeah.
My God. Where do we fucking begin? Let's just get our pros out of the way because it's going to be in two shapes and ham. So, or lamb, wherever the fuck that saying goes. So, I will say that it's clear cut, shot like they all are. They're all shot good.
Concept.
The main girl and the sisters acting didn't bother me too much. So I'll give that a pro. And concept sounds interesting because it really did. The concept is interesting.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's like if the movie, like you're saying, it is clear cut the way it's actually shot together and everything. The lead girl and her daughter and her sister were doable. They weren't too bad. And yeah, the concept itself, if it was in a better like movie, if you actually took this concept and use it wisely with the way it was going to approach, like maybe make it more gory or maybe push more of its stakes, I could see this
Yeah.
work well in a good horror movie if it was done right. Take for example, it's another movie that did that right, but actually went all out. The Final Destination films. Now, granted, 4 was a piece of shit, but I'm just saying the earlier ones, they still done a lot of great. They still got some good kills, and they had some good stakes that were pretty good and actually utilized it well. That's the kind of audience that the movies should have geared toward, honestly. So
Yeah, I
yes,
mean, I wish they would stop just gearing towards the teens all the fucking time. That's why these movies come out like shit.
I mean the
And
rating probably wouldn't have mattered,
honestly, if
but
somebody like honestly, if somebody like Andy Muschietti would have got a hold of it, I think it would have been very good, or
yeah,
it could have been doable.
I mean
Somebody that like him or the guy who did Sinister would have
yeah,
been interesting as well.
yeah. What's his name? Scott Derrickson.
Or hell, even James Wan from The
Yeah,
Conjuring. That would have been interesting.
yeah,
But
and
no, again, low budget, go get nobody who doesn't know how to act, unfriended level fucking type of vibe. Let's get a bunch of 13-year-old girls in the theater and let's just favor towards them only.
well,
And you get dog shit like this.
yeah,
So, yeah, that's it on my pros, man. So,
that's what
I'm
me.
pretty sure. Oh, let's get to our cons. Oh, my God.
Oh my fuck! There is. Where do we begin? Already from the get
All
go, the
right,
movie.
let me start. Let me start by this. The plot of this film is the way the screenwriting is, like how the lines are coming out. A lot of the other side characters was very low budget. We get introduced to another main character in the middle of a fucking movie. Who does that? Who
Yeah,
waits till the middle of a fucking movie to introduce a main character, side main or co-star and main character? Really?
yeah,
In the
and
middle of the fucking movie?
well, and not just that, there was no build up to it.
Yeah, there's no
It comes
buildup.
out of nowhere.
All right, imagine if you watch a movie, and you've seen many movies do this before. They hire audiences in the back to play regular standard people. We get this person in the very back. He looks like he's part of those people who are paid to stand in the back and be a part of the, audience. This is in the scene where she goes to the cellular phone store and she wants to change her phone app to see because the app will not delete off her phone, so she wants to see if she can get a new phone. And you get this guy in the back. You think he's just part of everyday Joe that's got hired on $15 to probably play, standing in the back. No, that's our main fucking main character for the rest of this movie. And this happens in the middle of the movie. We get a fucking subplot that eats up majority of the runtime with this rapist fucking doctor and his quirky dickheaded lines that I'm glad that hospital don't exist, because Jesus, the way they talk like that woman was in her coma and was in a coma, and they're sitting there talking about, like, ooh, he's filling up on the nurse and stuff, and you have nurses, talking shit and all that. I'm like, what a shitty fucking hospital. But this part does not make any fucking sense to me because it has no reason to be in the movie. The rapist doctor played by the guy who did was in the Twilight movies and Can't Hardly Wait, which I'm wondering if the Twilight movies itself killed his career. This one just probably just went.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What was the point in that?
I'm not gonna go into that territory, but I think what the reason why they created that character, and we'll get to this to a different movie that kind of deals with that, similar from what I've heard. They wanted to basically shoehorn in basically a political message, I'm thinking. But when your movie is so fucking lazy and so boring, and this subplot has no fucking bearing with the rest of the film, you fail as a fucking movie with even its message is trying to come across. So
Not to mention, whenever they do die, or yeah, it's like when they do die, it's almost like it's rinse and repeat. Now there are different ways they do die, but a lot of it's cut out anyways because it's a PG-13. I will
yeah,
say that I forgot to mention earlier in one of my pros, there was two scenes in particular that were kind of cool, that were in a creepy level. That was awesome. That was the bathroom stall scene that you mentioned, where the dude
yeah,
sees his brother,
yeah, because
and the one personally I thought was interesting and kind of creepy in the background was when the little girl hears the mother.
yeah, I can give you that. It's like the bathroom scene basically deals where that guy we mentioned earlier who comes into play, he basically sees a vision of because his countdown is about to be soon. He starts seeing like his little brother who died as a ghost, and there's a part where basically the boy is like in this bathroom stall, and he pretty much like turns his legs like backwards and stuff. I will
Mm-hmm.
say that it was something kind of original that I give him kind of credit for with that.
This movie kind of reminded me of The Killer. The Killer kind of reminded me of like what Pennywise does, where he shapeshifts into
Yeah.
personal things of your personal life, like your brother, or your sister, or whatever, somebody dead. And it does that, and that is pretty interesting. The only thing is, I don't get what it's trying to do because it does that, but then and the next time you see a vision is actually the fucking monster thing is trying to kill you, which looks
Yeah.
like goddamn a fucking crackhead of Krampus. Yeah, I kid you not.
It
Fucking
did.
Krampus's brother, Krappist.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, and not just that, but
Uh,
the movie
its
just,
tone is, and the tone is bad. Like there ain't nothing funny. This movie has a lot of comedy scenes. You get that one fat dude glasses. What's his name?
I forgot, but I've seen him before. Uh,
Yeah,
I've seen him in other stuff, but I can't remember his name. He was that one
he
guy.
plays, he plays the typical priest that knows the answers, how to defeat it when he's never even heard of this
Oh, you know who
happen.
that is? I found out that's the guy from Wolf of Wall Street, the guy nicknamed Rugrat.
Yeah, fucking all the Almighty hath fallen. I remember him in Wall Street now. But yeah, he plays a priest that every trope in every fucking these movies in this genre of this fucking teenage genre of PG-13s, there's a goddamn priest that knows the fucking answers. Boom,
Yeah.
he knows about the app. He knows who's running the app. Boom, he already knows it instantly.
Yep.
And they managed to have him say a bunch of fucking stupid ass, painfully unfunny fucking comedy lines that just it was embarrassing to
Yeah, this
watch.
movie that fucks
He's
with
a
the
fucking
tone.
priest, and he's supposedly so dedicated to being a priest while drinking, being walk around the church naked, has tattoo of something where he shouldn't, something in religion or something, and he says "goddamn" all the time in his church.
What kind of fucking priest is that?
I don't know, but that's they have him being a comedy. Then you get another a dude, the cell phone guy who's also plays a hacker who tries to hack and tries to change their dates, and they pay him to do it. And you get this motherfucker's lines. This dude's lines made no fucking sense to the movie. Oh, I'm gonna live to see 89 or 40 years. No, it was gonna be 40 years. Do you think Avengers will be good in 40 years?
Oh my god. Yeah,
What
this
the
movie.
fuck? Are they struggling to write this movie or what?
Yeah, the
None of the
movie.
lines
Yeah,
sit.
yeah, it's tonally out of place because unless the movie was playing in with a tongue-in-cheek type of vibe on it, it would have been different. Like because it tries to basically be like Happy Death Day, but it fails in every regard because all these scenes that these characters are in, they complete. It's like they're in a completely different fucking movie. I'm like, what am I watching here? Did I change the channel and go to something else?
Yeah, you get these spouts of dark comedy. It ain't really dark comedy. It's trying to be full on comedy. Then you get it to being back to horror, and then you have a goddamn unforgivable rapist movie in it. So you got 3 movies in this movie.
Well, not just
Oh,
that, but even when
political matter.
yeah. Not to mention, it doesn't even all the scares I fucking predicted all so much because, like in every fucking scary movie like this, which tries to be scary with its fucking this music that you know it's gonna come in, you know where it's gonna lead, and while it may not play out exactly what you expect, it still does it the same fucking way.
The same fucking jump scares every fucking
Exactly.
time. I actually predicted this fucking movie all the way through. I
Oh,
even predicted the fucking ending
so did
because
I.
we've got that same ending in every one of these. The
Exactly.
same. Oh shit! It's not over yet.
Yeah, because you know
Because
that.
there's gonna be a fucking sequel. Please, somebody put me out of my fucking misery.
Yeah, there's and not to mention the movie just it also creates certain like things that don't make sense like we we're supposed to let believe that it's supposed to be like people that are claiming because there's a scene where people are saying that they've been experiencing these problems too, but there's no like urgency of trying to report it or anything like that or like
There's also what they don't do, which they've done in many films. I was actually surprised. I was waiting for it and never did it. Was there was no suspicion of this girl being around, everybody dying around her, which would involve cops. You notice
yeah.
that they didn't have that in this movie at all.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the cops
Like,
are
oh,
invisible.
dying around her, and they're not suspecting her of shit. You don't
No,
get no backstory of your monster, the
nope.
Krampus. I like to call him Krampus instead of Krampus. Krampus, and he just brilliantly shows himself in the middle of the movie out of nowhere, and apparently that's him. And like I
Also,
said, the fucking priest already knows who he is.
oh, spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen it, but there's a part where when it gets toward the end and one of our main characters makes one of the fucking stupidest decisions. I actually thought that I was going to expect Red Foreman to come out and say, "You dumbass," when this
Oh,
guy
they should
literally
have.
gets.
Did the fucking priest make it clear to stay in the middle of the fucking circle? What's the
What is he?
motherfucking do? He walks out of this circle, gets dragged, and then dies. Hey, guess what? You fucking deserve that, you jackass.
Yeah,
Ass.
yeah,
That's
but
what I
yeah,
wanted to fucking say. I actually laughed when he died. I'm like, Sergeant Wright, you fucking idiot.
yeah.
In fact, it's pretty sad when I was rooting for the killer. Kill everybody in this movie. Kill
Yeah,
that fucking priest. And that son of a bitch wondering if Avengers is going to be there 40 years later.
yeah.
Because it's point has a lot to do with this movie. And like
Exactly.
we said, let's go back to the subplot. The one with the fucking
The doc.
Twilight dude, Doc, who's this is heavily built in this movie, fondling this main actress who's a nurse in this movie. Keeps fondling her. Oh, I thought you were wanting to have sex with me. Every time you looked at me, it just seemed like that vibe. I was like, oh my god, this is bad. This
And
is
his
so fucking
and it's
embarrassing to
not even
watch.
justified because literally they build up to this where she's trying to because it's established in the film that if you can at least get someone to take the death of someone, then you can survive. Basically, it kind of pulls like if you remember in Final Destination, I think it was 1 or 2 where they try to cheat death by basically sacrificing yourself. That you can try to basically get
Well,
away with killing the demon.
well, they do 2 of them. They do the part 2 was the sacrificing thing. They try to do that. They do that in the end in this one, but they also the kill because you think she's going to go kill that doctor to throw off the death plan, and that's actually out of part 5
Oh
when
yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
that too. Yeah, yeah, that's right. And so
Yeah.
basically, this plan literally backfires because the demon lets him go and just goes after her. And guess what? She sacrificed herself. and basically the fucking doctor gets arrested. Literally, this whole fucking movie was pointless to have this doctor in the movie.
Yeah, it completely fucking ignored it. It was like,
Yeah.
all right.
I mean, it would have made sense if
that. But he, aren't you gonna question? And what was that? And that was a cheap part of the movie when she's about to kill him. He just slowly gets dragged away. Didn't that look like it was cheaply shot the way he was dragged? And why the fuck if he was dragged away? Would you question what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's completely ignored.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what that is, but you're gonna die, bitch. That's basically what he says.
Yeah. And so
yeah, we can keep going on, man. This was, and then the ending was very predictable. It from beginning to end, this movie was fucking trash. It was utter trash. I don't fucking recommend this movie at all to anybody. Don't watch it. So these movies can go for broke and we can stop getting them, and they need to go back to Netflix or released on video where they belong. That's where this movie deserved to be. That being said, I'm giving this film a big old flat line in the Film Phreeks meter.
Same here, man. This movie gives a big time fucking flat line in the Film Phreeks meter as well. I don't recommend it, and it's definitely, I'm glad I didn't see it in fucking theaters. So for those of you who have also seen Countdown, let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. And if you like what you see here, you can feel free to like and subscribe to our channel and check out some other reviews here and our website at filmphreeks.com. And we'll be seeing you in our next review. We'll see you later.
Later.